good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us on the evening news. I'm Ifunaya Mafli, and we'll start with our headlines. Anambra State emerges best in implementation of World Bank projects in Southeast and South-South. Wife of the Governor, Chief Mrs. Obiano, calls for adequate welfare of pregnant and nursing mothers at holding centers. Controversy thrills Osun Rilon elections. And on the foreign scene, protest erupts in India-administered Kashmir over shooting of civilians by troops. And we'll start with the news. The Anambra State has emerged the best performing in the implementation of World Bank-assisted projects for 2017 in the Southeast and South-South. This was revealed by the World Bank Country Director for Nigeria, Mr. Rachid Ben Messaoud, during the opening ceremony of the Southeast South-South Program Portfolio Review exercise holding in Oka. And our Government House correspondent, Kenneth Chukwuofoma, filed the report.
Anambra won the position, having disbursed about $13 million in counterpart funding for World Bank assisted projects and having a viable coordination mechanism for smooth implementation of the projects. The two-day program portfolio review had as its participants coordinators of World Bank assisted projects in all the states of Southeast and South-South. Declaring the event open, Governor Willie Obiano said the World Bank, through its robust interventions, has helped the state address the numerous challenges it faces in the area of education, health, agriculture, community and social development, environment, among others. He said, now more than ever, Anambra is in great need of support to enable it tackle the massive erosion challenges it is facing, commending the World Bank for its support already in this light. The governor reiterated his administration's commitment towards meeting its counterpart obligations for the full realization of World Bank-assisted projects in the state.
Your assistance has been very, very germane to the progress that we've achieved so far in Anambra State. Let me take you to one of the major ones that we've been intervening in, which is in the new map area, the erosion area. Like I told you in your office a few months back, Anambra is, our land mass is just 4,844 square kilometers, but we have lost a huge portion of that land to erosion.
The Minister of Finance, Hajia Zainab Ahmed, represented by Mrs. Uzokoye, said in partnership with the bank, the ministry has worked out key parameters with which to evaluate the impact of the World Bank-assisted projects so as to engender a change in the way things were done before. The World Bank Country Director, Nigeria, Mr. Ben Messaoud, revealed that out of the $1.2 billion earmarked for disbursement across various programs, about $440 million remain undisbursed in the Southeast and South-South, hence the need for the portfolio review exercise. He said among the issues identified to be driving poor implementation of World Bank programs are lack of ownership and awareness on the projects, non-payment of counterpart funding by some states, and absence of peer learning mechanism for information sharing, adding that the review exercise will focus on addressing these issues.
Of the Southeast and South-South. FY 18 administered last year, and we have disbursed over $30 million from the World Bank.
In an overview, a senior operations specialist with the World Bank, Mrs. Ngozi Udolisa, noted that so much funds remain unaccessed due to the poor coordination mechanism of some states and harped on the need for the states to focus more on results to achieve accelerated implementation. In Oka, I am Kenneth Chukwuofoma, reporting for ABS News.
Wife of the Governor, Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, has called for adequate welfare of pregnant and nursing mothers at the various holding centers for people affected by the recent flood disaster in the state. Mrs. Obiano made the call when she visited some holding centers where the persons affected by flood are currently taking shelter. And our correspondent, Daniel Ezeigwe, was in the governor's wife entourage and then filed the report taken from our studio.
The governor's wife, who visited the Ogbaru Holding Center at the council's headquarters in Atani and also the Anambra East Holding Centers at Ibaku and Aguleri, was on arrival led round the various units of the center by the transition committee chairmen of the councils to ascertain the general living condition of the people. While commending the organization and upkeep of the centers, Mrs. Obiano implored the managers of the centers to give special attention to the food and medical needs of the affected persons, especially pregnant and nursing mothers. Presenting relief materials to the transition committee chairman, the governor's wife said it was morally obligatory to lend a hand of solidarity to people hit by natural disasters and urged the affected persons to exercise patience and endure the temporary discomfort. Mrs. Obiano had earlier in the Ogbaru Holding Center called for a minute of silence for the repose of the soul of Master Benedict Uzo, a 9-year-old boy in the center who was yesterday drowned around the area.
I decided to make a special case for the expectants and mothers that are breastfeeding, that they should ensure that their meals are ready on time. They should ensure that these women that are expecting, because when you are expecting, you are very hungry. You can even eat a whole house, you know. So I'm pleading that these women should be given concession.
Among the relief materials presented to the affected persons in the holding centers by Mrs. Obiano were mattresses, mosquito nets, packs of toilet tissues, baby diapers, cartons of tin tomatoes, detergents, soaps and beverages.
Members of the organized labor Anambra State chapter have called on the federal government to reconvene the committee set up to conclude discussions on the new minimum wage for workers in the country. The group made the call at the ABS corporate headquarters, Oka, when they paid a visit to the establishment to monitor the level of compliance by staff of the station on the warning strike as directed by the national body of the organized labor. The group was received by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ABS, Nze Uche Nwora. Chibuzo Obidike completes this report.
On behalf of the group, the state chairman, Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Jerry Nnobia, who applauded the ABS staff for their total compliance, said the move is necessary to drive home their points. Comrade Nnobia appealed to the ABS boss to use the medium to let the public know the reason for the industrial action, which on the request for a new minimum wage, as the take-home of workers is not commensurate to their contribution to the growth of the nation, urging the federal government to do the needful.
So, as you can see, we are monitoring.
That's right.
The strike, and I think ABS is supporting.
Yes.
And we are a mouthpiece. Help us to spread the message. We are not asking for much.
Yes.
It's only for the working class, Nigerian workers, to be considered in the scheme of things in Nigeria.
Yes.
We are suffering the brunt of all the economic hardship in this country.
Receiving the group, Mr. Nwora commended the group for the organized manner with which they handled the situation and pointed out that dialogue is the best approach to issues for results to be achieved. Mr. Nwora noted that Governor Willie Obiano is workers friendly, given the number of times he has increased workers' salary, noting that the workers are promoted as and when due and are given a bag of rice each and stipend every December.
So all I'm saying is dialogue, peace. That's what we're looking for. We want this to be resolved as soon as possible so that we can all come back to work, serve our public and all that.
The workers chanted songs of solidarity.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
Meanwhile, following the directive of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the other trade unions, on Tuesday, directing all affiliated unions and state councils nationwide to commence strikes today, public offices in Oka and its environs were deserted in compliance to the directive. While speaking on what they described as a sudden shutdown of the transport system, some road users, Ishaya Adamu and Donald Onyeneke, lamented that the ongoing nationwide strike has drastically crippled their businesses as the roads appears to be deserted. They called on the federal government to immediately resolve the sad issues with the workers as the increase in product and services across the country are badly affecting them.
I
think their demand is not necessary. Very necessary. 18,000 minimum wage. It can't do anything.
When the ABS News crew monitored the popular Ikoka market, it was observed that the workers used the opportunities of the industrial action to embark on emergency shopping, while private offices, banks, schools, private business premises, including filling stations, are yet to comply with the directive. The leadership of the various trade unions in ABS, as early as 7 in the morning, ensured strict enforcement of compliance in the establishment. It will be recalled that the Minister of Labour, Senator Chris Ngige, told journalists after a meeting with labour leaders that the tripartite committee on national minimum wage would resume negotiation on October 4th. In Oka, Chibuzo Bidike, ABS News.
Structures at Eke-Obu Market in Orumba North Local Government Area have been upgraded with over 29 million naira worth of infrastructure. The stalls and stores, which were constructed by the IFAD Value Chain Development Program, have been handed over to benefiting farmers for full utilization. And our agri correspondent, Ebele Eze, now takes the story from here.
Also completed and handed over to them is a modern toilet facility. Inaugurating the structures, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Mechanization, Processing and Export, Mr. Famon said that the projects are aimed at uniting and empowering all the IFAD VCDP members when the program eventually winds up. The Commissioner, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Emenike Ezenando, who charged them to rent the shops at a very affordable rate, announced that they will sink and reticulate water borehole to enhance effective sanitation.
Beneficiaries as a team they are allowed collectively to decide on renting these stores to their members or other people at minimal rental, so that the funds generated will be used for upkeep of these ponds.
The Transition Committee Chairman, Orumba North Council Area, Honorable Ifi Obinabo, who spoke through Honorable Peter Nwafo, assured that the council would continue to promote civility and environmental neatness. The State Program Coordinator, IFAD VCDP, Mr. Namda Agwuncha, who charged them to put the structures to good use, announced their readiness to install cassava processing plants in the same site. While urging them to take full ownership of the structures to achieve its purpose, Mr. Agwuncha implored them to take good care of the projects and ensure its security. Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, the cluster chairman, IFAD VCDP Orumba North, Mr. Chukwemeki Fediche, while appreciating the gesture, promised its judicious use. The event climaxed with the official handover of the keys to the beneficiaries. Similarly, Oye Market Farm Settlement Ebariam in Anambra East Council area has received intervention of 29 million naira worth of structures. The structures are 10 lock-up stalls, 14 stores, 2 warehouses, and modern toilet facilities. The structures, which were constructed by IFAD VCDP, have been officially inaugurated and handed over to the beneficiaries. Speaking during the handover ceremony, the Vice President, Ibarian Progress Union, Chief Marcel Iferika, said the structures gave them a sense of belonging and promised proper management of the structures. Responding on behalf of the beneficiaries, the cluster chairman of IFAD VCDP Ibariam Cluster, Mr. Keyus Ebo, described IFAD VCDP as a very transparent intervention program that is committed to its aims and objectives.
We are happy for such, and we are thanking them for more shops or for more benefit from them, because we need more shops, because when this market come to big market, this shop will not be enough for us. So I'm asking them, I'm thanking them for the one they are asking them for new one for future.
As part of measures to achieve sanity in and around this market, the modern toilet facility constructed, completed and commissioned by IFAD VCDP will no doubt lead to the board open defecation. From Oye Market Farm Settlement in Ibariam, Anambra East Local Government Area, I am Ebele Eze reporting for ABS News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC says it has received over 324,000 applicants nationwide in its ongoing recruitment exercise. The FRSC Corps Marshal Mr. Boboye Oyeyemi disclosed this when he visited the screening venue in Oka yesterday. And our Government House correspondent, Kenneth Chikwa was there and tells us more about that story.
Addressing newsmen after monitoring the exercise at the Dr. Alex Ekwueme Square, Oka, Mr. Oyeyemi said because there is only 4,000 positions to fill, the Corps had initiated a modular approach to the selection, which will include screening, physical fitness, interviews, medical and drug tests to ensure that the best is selected. Mr. Oyeyemi, who noted that the Corps presently has 26 roadside clinics and 73 ambulance points across the country, said its 2018 budget has been expanded to increase its efficiency. According to him, the Corps would be recruiting more of medics, paramedics and marshals and less of officers to strengthen its operations. He revealed that all over the country, the exercise has so far recorded appreciable orderliness and success due to the strategic cooperation of line security agencies, including the Nigerian Army, the police, the Department of State Service, and promised that every applicant in the recruitment exercise will be given an equal opportunity. Mr. Oyeyemi thanked the state government for its support in the areas of logistics and emergency services, which has made the exercise seamless in the state.
We are taking very few graduates. We want to expand because we are dealing with the federation. We need to take more foot soldiers, the marshals, and we need more doctors. We need more paramedics, nurses, because we only have, I think we only have 26 roadside clinics and 73 ambulance points. We're expanding. The budget for this year is encouraging.
Governor Obiano, in his remarks, said he is committed to supporting the Corps to effectively achieve its mandate in the state. He promised that his government will assist in ensuring that the recruitment process is transparent and credible.
I want to reassure you that they would go through this screening process with all integrity, the way the road safety people are known for. And I want to wish you well. And when you eventually make it, please try and be a good ambassador of the various states you're representing.
In Oka, I am Kene Chukwu reporting for ABS News.
We'll go for a short break now, but when we return, we bring you more news on the Osun rerun elections. Do stay with us.
Yes, Nigeria Independence Anniversary is here again. Coming Monday, 1st October 2018, Nigeria will be celebrating her 58th Independence Anniversary. Your darling station, Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Heartbeat of the East, has created a special Independence Day package on ABS 88.5 FM and ABS TV Channel 24 to give the Anambra ministries, departments and agencies, corporate organizations, civil society organizations, and other patriotic organizations the opportunity to celebrate and felicitate with His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, Governor of Anambra State, the Anambra and fellow Nigerians. ABS 58th Independence Anniversary Package cost only 20,000 naira. This package covers Independence Day message on TV, 3 slots. Independence Day message on radio, 3 slots. You may also pay for single Independence Day announcement on TV for 5,000 naira or on radio for 3,000 naira. Please contact KC on 080-33-888-526 to make your bookings. Let us celebrate Nigerians' 58th Independence Anniversary together.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Controversy has trailed the rerun elections in some areas of Osun State. The supplementary election was between the candidates of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP. PDP's Ademola Adeleke and APC's Boyega Oyintola are in the race to take over from the incumbent governor, Rauf Arebosola. Ademola Adeleke of the PDP led the race in last Saturday's election with 258,698 votes, which is 353 votes more than Oyetola. The margin was, however, less than the 3,498 votes in the polling units where votes were cancelled. Meanwhile, the governorship candidate under the flagship of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has described the rerun elections in 7 units in the state as a coup. Ademola also said that when he spoke with supporters of the PDP, were denied access to ballot papers in the governorship rerun election. The Debt Management Office announced that it had raised an additional 96.74 billion naira to finance the 2018 Appropriation Act. A statement issued by the DMO and made available to our journalist in Abuja said that the funds were raised through issuance of the federal government's bond in the primary debt market. According to the DMO, the bonds were issued for 3 different tenors and were oversubscribed by more than 60 billion naira. It added that a total of 96.74 billion naira was allocated to bidders at the auction, and the proceeds will provide additional financing for the implementation of the 2018 Appropriation Act. 26th of September every year is designated by the World Health Organization as World Contraception Day. Our correspondent, Queen Anyobogu, reports that the day is aimed at promoting family planning and ensuring access to preferred contraceptive methods for women and couples, and we have details of that in the studio.
The day is equally essential to securing the well-being and autonomy of women, as well as in supporting the health and development of communities. According to research, contraception allows women to choose whether, when, and how many children to have to achieve progress and global health goals. It also helps break the cycle of poverty and put families, communities, and countries on a stronger, more prosperous, and sustainable path. Speaking on the significance of the day, a married man, Mr. Chibundo Umade, said contraception is a step in the right direction and should be embraced by all reasonable men, irrespective of religion or creed. He described contraception as key in terms of family planning, child spacing, and maternal health, adding that the stability of the home depends on mothers to a large extent. Contributing, the reproductive health supervisor, Oka South Council area, Mrs. Claire Nwankwo, said World Contraception Day is a welcome development as the day is used to sensitize women and the public on family planning methods. She spoke on challenges and problems militating against the use of contraception, to include people's misconceptions about family planning, traditional beliefs, and lack of acceptance among the men folk who see it as a free ticket for women to become promiscuous.
Misconception, this is what we have been trying to dispel. Actually, misconception about, I have never seen family planning causing cancer. Because of cancer, as we all know, is like, for example, when we have the HPV from a woman that has cancer of the cervix. I mean, it's not family planning that causes that. And
or the contraceptive methods.
They don't cause cancer. They don't cause cancer.
Affirming the importance of family planning, a mother, Mrs. Deborah Okoye, and a young lady, Ms. Mmesoma Ibebu, called on people who have contrary opinion to have a change of mind.
And on the foreign scene, we'll take our news from India, where the cold-blooded killing of a 26-year-old civilian has sparked fresh protest in Indians' administered Kashmir, with Indians' authority placing certain areas under curfew and shutting down mobile internet. Salem Malik was killed in the early hours of today, and family members said he was shot dead without any provocation after the Indian soldiers suspected him of being a rebel. Hundreds of people poured into the streets at several places in downtown Srinagar, calling for the end of Indians' rule. They chanted slogans like, "Go India, go back, and we want freedom," as some of the residents barraged police and paramilitary soldiers with stones. Government troops fired tear gas and shotgun pellets to quell the protest, while authorities restricted movement in all quarters of the city. Anti-Indian sentiments run deep into the Muslim-majority Kashmir region. The region has witnessed renewed violence after 2016, when a popular rebel commander, Burhan Wani, was killed in a gunfight. The two-decade-old armed struggle has now been mostly replaced by street protests, generating intermittent tension in the region. And on the sports scene, Nigerians are still celebrating the Tigers' defeat of Greece and the qualifications to the quarterfinals of the ongoing FIBA Women World Cup in Tenerife. The Spain team captain, Adora Elornu, has promised that more feats are in the making. Against all odds, Nigeria became the first African country to qualify for the last 8th stage of the World Cup after defeating Greece by 57 points to 56. Despite the Tigers' 15-7 points lead earlier on in the game, the Greeks clawed their way back into reckoning in the contest at 15 points heading into the second quarter. The progression toss means that the Tigers will be up against defending champions USA on Friday. But Elornu has assured teaming Nigerian followers of the tournament that the team will prove a hard nut to crack against the red-hot favourites. And she was also quick to hand credit to coach Otis Higley Jr. for the way he has organized the unit on the floor for his global tests. Remember that you can listen to our news and programs on ABS from any part of the world simply by logging on to our website, which is www.absradiotv.com, or you can like us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television, or follow us on our Twitter and Instagram handle at ABS Radio TV. Now, before we end the news, we'll go through our main points again. Anambra State has emerged best in implementation of World Bank's project in the Southeast and South-South. World Bank Country Director Ben Massoud disclosed this during a portfolio review forum in Oka. The wife of the governor, Chief Mrs. Ebelechiko Obiano, has called for adequate welfare for pregnant and nursing mothers at holding centers. The governor's wife was speaking when she visited flood-affected persons at some of the centers. Controversy trails Osun rerun election. And on the foreign scene, protest has erupted in Indian-administered Kashmir over shooting of a civilian by troops. And that's it for us in the studio on the evening news. Many thanks for being with us. My name is Ifnaya Amafli. Do have a pleasant evening.